Hello friends, I am Balaji. Hope you all are fine and doing well. In this today's short video, I am going to share with you some important information about one prominent writer, poet in British literature, in English language. And that poet is none other than John Milton, the champion of liberty. I hope you must know about him. You must have at least read one or a few quotations by him. John Milton has contributed greatly to the British literature, and his work Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained is the most widely read work. It is the greatest epic of the world. As we have Ramayana and Mahabharata as an Indian epic, so is the Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. It was not the work which made him famous, which made him popular, renowned, well known, but he himself is responsible largely for his popularity. The poet John Milton had a very determined kind of attitude. He was a kind of adamant person in his views, in his attitude, and his efforts. That is the reason he could write the epic Paradise Lost at the age of 55, when he had gone completely blind. He had lost his eyesight completely. He could not move, could not walk, could not see, could not read. Such was his health condition gone down, and still he did not give up the idea of creating the epic, writing the epic Paradise Lost. The book Paradise Lost, the epic Paradise Lost, has 12 sections. In other words, it has 12 books, 12 volumes. Such a big is the epic Paradise Lost. It is not any small book, but the book having 12 books. The story runs over 12 books. The theme is very grand. Diction is also grand. Characters are also grand. Everything is grand in that story. Actually, it is an epic poem. It is in blank verse, and no other poem matches the excellence, perfection, and thought in this epic poem in the world so far. The poem Paradise Lost, the epic poem Paradise Lost, has its own unique place in the literature, and no poet and no poem could so far surpass it. Such is the greatness of this poem or this poetic work by John Milton. In this video, I am going to focus more on John Milton's personal life, his struggle, and his attitude towards his work, his determination. He was born in the year 1608, just 8 years before the death of William Shakespeare, the greatest dramatist and poet. He died in the year 1674. He was very hardworking, very active. He had mastery over many difficult languages such as Greek, Latin, Spanish. He read almost all the major classics, scriptures, epics in the world. He was a voracious reader. He read day, night. He was a kind of bookworm, and he had gathered a lot of knowledge. from different corners of the world. He was influenced by Shakespeare and other previous writers, and similarly, likewise, he also influenced many writers and poets after coming him in the following generation, like William Wordsworth, William Blake, Thomas Hardy. All these poets and writers respected him a lot, revered him a lot. In this poem, epic poem, Paradise Lost, the theme of the poem, the central idea of the poem is the disobedience of the God or fall of the man from Eden Garden. The poem concerns the biblical story of the man or fall of the man, the temptation of Adam and Eve by the fallen angel Satan, and their expulsion. Their expulsion means whose expulsion? Adam and Eve's expulsion from the Garden of Eden. This is the mythical story or central theme of the epic poem Paradise Lost. I am not going in detail in the story. The story, of course, the story is very grand, theme is grand, characters are grand, message is also grand. I am going to focus more on the struggle, on the determination, and despite many setbacks and failures in his personal life, he did not give the idea of writing. Despite many setbacks and failures in his personal life, he did not give up the idea of writing the epic Paradise Lost. He pursued his dream, and even in a very, very bad phase of his life, when he had lost most of his health, when he had become completely blind, when he could not even walk properly, sit properly, see properly, eat properly. In that time, he wrote the world's greatest epic Paradise Lost. This is something very hard to believe. This is something very unbelievable and striking story. This is very motivational, very inspiring for anyone who wishes to see their dream come true. If anybody wants to get success or become successful in life, must read John Milton and his struggle, his fight against the odd times, odd situations. John Milton's personal life was also full of failures. He married 3 times. His first marriage failed. The name of his first wife was Mary Powell. The second wife's name was Catherine, and third wife's name was Elizabeth. His married life was not happy. He lost his children, some of his children. He had 2 daughters from the last wife, that is Elizabeth, and the youngest daughter, that is Deborah, who played a very important role in creation of Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. When Milton reached 55 of his age, that time he had completely gone blind. He had gone blind completely. He had lost his eyesight, and probably because of his excessive reading, continuous reading, he lost his eyesight, or it had adverse effect on his eyesight. And it was the right time to create the epic, to write the epic, and at that time he lost his eyesight. It was very disappointing, very sad about him. And that time came forward his youngest daughter, that is Deborah. John Milton dictated and Deborah wrote. In this way, the epic Paradise Lost came into existence. Wasn't it difficult? Was it a very easy task to write the epic, the greatest epic of the world, in such a unfavorable circumstances? It happened, and they succeeded. John Milton and his daughter succeeded in bringing the world's greatest epic into existence, sheer because of their willpower. Willpower played a very important role here. Had they not had the willpower, probably Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained would not have been there or would not have come into existence. Isn't it? So great things always require, great achievements always require a great willpower, a great determination. Without great determination and without great willpower, nothing great happens in this world. They require a great patience, sacrifice. And it is rightly said that behind every successful man stands a woman. Had Deborah, his youngest daughter, not been there to help him or to extend helping hand in the creation of epic Paradise Lost, probably it would not have come true, or it would have remained just a dream. So Deborah came in the nick of the time, and she showed willingness to help her father. Whatever her father dictated, she wrote, and in this way the great epic came out. So this is something to be learned from both the father and the daughter, isn't it? So both father and daughter were equally determined. They had an exceptional kind of willpower. They were ready to sacrifice their happiness for a great cause, for a great reason. Such should be the attitude of the person if one wants to stand out. Nothing happens great easily or without sacrifice. John Milton is also called as a Lady of Christ College because of his fair complexion, fair skin, and his long hair. He used to have long hair around his neck. That is not important here. Physical appearance doesn't matter here. That is not in our hand. What is in our hand is the efforts. That is completely up to us. So it was he who said, mind is in its own place, heaven of the hell and hell of the heaven. Means nothing is good and nothing is bad. It is the man or his attitude decides whether something is bad or good. Again, it was he who said, awake, arise, or be fallen forever. Again, it was he who said, following an inferior is equally as bad as disobeying a superior. In this way, he justified his stand to the King Charles I and God. A lot is there to be learned from Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. In Paradise Lost, John Milton has glorified the Satan By glorifying the Satan, he has glorified the liberty, freedom. He was Satan's supporter. He had sympathy for the Satan. Actually, Satan signifies evil quality, but still he had sympathy for Satan. Why? Because Satan was a rebellion. He revolted against the autocracy or autocratic power of the God. He did not like that idea. So he had a soft corner toward Satan. Through Satan and Satan's ways and revolt, he has glorified liberty. He was democratic in his views, in his attitude and thoughts. He was Puritan. He was religious, but not orthodox completely. There are many facets of his personality, many aspects and many dimensions of his personality. The most important aspect of his personality is his willpower, indomitable willpower, by which he could overcome his physical disability and succeeded in writing the world's greatest epic, The Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. Hope you understood this short summary about John Milton's life and work, his achievement and his ideology thinking in short. Hope you also like this video. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.